Oops.
You either die a hero,
Let it go.
or you
Nice.
live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Showtime. Gosh, I can't remember the last time I drank White Claw.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Jordan Ford.
I quit drinking like a sorority girl because I've been on those Modelo Oros and the Mick Ultras. Like now they make beer that's low calorie and low carbs, so
I know.
You don't have to drink these fruity ass beverages. You know what I mean?
But sometimes you want to.
Yeah, like tonight.
Like tonight. Like right now.
Yeah, like especially a surge.
You love a damn surge.
It's like drinking 2 beers.
It's like drinking 2 beers.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
slamming 2 beers.
Like,
Like shotgunning 2 beers.
shotgunning 2 beers.
Holy cow. Hey, good morning, Paul.
I'm on vacation, so
You are. I gotta work for your company, man. You get so much damn vacation.
or like Jim Rome famously said, the reason I take so much vacation is because I get so much vacation.
Well, yeah, you're not gonna give it back.
No, you work for somewhere for 20 years?
Yeah.
Bro, I have 6 weeks vacation.
Oh my gosh.
It's awesome.
And you take all 6.
All damn 6 of it.
Plus some, probably.
Well, we do get floating holidays and our birthday off, so yeah.
You get your birthday off?
Yeah, but you don't have to use it on your birthday. You just get
Your
a
birthday
day.
can just. Today is my birthday. It's my birthday too, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyways,
Very cool.
yeah, I'm on vacation.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You know what? Hell yeah.
Yeah. There you go. There you go, TikTok.
There you go.
Hey.
Hey, Ron. Ron. Hello, Ron. We've only got 4 people in the building.
Really?
Right now. Yeah.
That's good.
It's okay. It's the obvious of the off season.
It is, in fact, the obvious of the off season, and welcome to this episode number 374 of what's it called?
Raiders Fan Radio.
What's up, guys?
Hey, it's Mike Garafolo, NFL Network here in the home office, and you are listening to the Raiders Fan Radio podcast, taking that lighter journey into the dark side with Murf, Swag Jeff, and Michelle. She's got great hair. It's a little pink, it's a little purple, whatever it is. I'll tell you what, if I could grow it, I would sign up for that color today. So listen to her and the entire crew as they give you all the information on the Raiders on the podcast that benefits the One Nation Foundation. It's a great cause. It's a great pod. Tune in, turn it up. Here it comes. All that Raiders info and takes coming at you right now.
Jackpot, baby. Raiders Fan Radio.
Oakland, LA, Oakland, Vegas, Raider Nation, wherever, forever. You got your old Uncle Mosh and Raiders Fan Radio from Murf's Man Cave, taking a lighter journey into the dark side. Sit back, put your feet up, pop a top, and enjoy the ride. Here we go!
Look left, look right, Bolitnikov, a leaping pass, touchdown!
We miss you, we love you, and we'll see you in the Hall of Fame.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.
Way up the middle, intercepted Filipiano at the 50, time running down, Oakland football, and I think Oakland victory.
The Oakland Raiders have scored on the most zany, unbelievable, absolutely impossible dream of a play.
Well, I love this team. I think this team can win. I think this team can win.
You are listening live to Raiders Fan Radio. Take it away, guys.
What? Hi, what is up, Raider Nation? Your buddy Murf back once again for what we trust will be a fantastic episode of Raiders Fan Radio, episode number 374 of Raiders Fan Radio, coming to you from the cabin in the woods here as we adorn the poker table for at least probably a few more shows.
Yeah, maybe a couple.
Few more shows, but the new studio's coming along quick, man. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. The carpet started going in, Swag Jeff.
Oh my
Everything's
gosh.
painted. Then all we got to do is decorate it, put just all that beautiful Raider gear.
The fun part.
All the memorabilia, all the cool stuff that Raider fans have sent to us, all the amazing listeners that have sent us things over the years. Man, all that art and all that. I can't wait to get all that stuff.
It's going to be in its forever home.
It's for real. Like, they're going to carry me out of this place feet first, bro. Yeah, this is going to be it, man. We're done.
I'll help carry you out, and then I'm going to take all that shit and put it in my...
Yeah, you will.
Don't mind if I do.
Oh, yeah. I'll leave it to you in the will.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Nobody else is going to want it.
No.
No, exactly. Valerie don't want that shit.
No, she don't want that shit.
No, and my kids like the Raiders, but just because I like the Raiders.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, yeah, you have to arm wrestle Sonny probably for it.
Okay.
And Sonny's kin, but he doesn't live here, so there you go.
There you go. If he wants it, he can come get it.
Back your damn truck up over there, load it up, dude. But hopefully not like in the next couple of years. But
no. Yeah,
I'd like to bump around for a little bit longer. I know I'm the old guy in the room.
I want to be Uncle Mosh's age when I come.
Yeah, there you go. I heard Amy Poehler the other day on a podcast say she said most people I'm the oldest the youngest old person they know.
Okay.
And I'm like, I think that's I could vibe with that. At 52 years old, I'm like the oldest or the youngest old person you know.
Absolutely.
And so welcome to the show, Swag Jeff.
Hey.
Here's style and then profile.
What up, Swaggo?
Oh man, I'm excited to be here, man. I'm looking good. I'm feeling good.
Yeah, you're looking good, dude. That jersey's dope. You got the Waves hat on from like early 90s in the NFL.
Yeah, man.
Looking good, man. Yeah,
I'm telling you, man. The drip is strong tonight.
Well, that's what happens when you're the oldest guy or the youngest old guy. Damn it, I gotta get that straight.
Yeah, hey.
Oh, that too.
Yeah, man, but I'm excited to be here, man, and we're here with some of our best friends within Raider Nation.
Talk about them, please.
Yeah, absolutely. Martin is in the building. Jordan Ford, Ana Diaz is in there. Paul is in there. Let's see. Jay Morse from Salt City Silver and Black is in there. Raider Shield family is in there. Ron the Moderator is in there. Yeah,
hold
man.
it down, man.
We got the crew, man. We got the crew.
Ron is the only person that's not actively on the show or in this room that's got the moderator title. And he is
absolutely,
I think maybe once in 5+ years, 6 years, not been here for a show. And it was one of those ones where we like just jumped out with like a random Friday. And he was like, hey guys, sorry, I can't make it. I'm like, dude, it's okay. Like,
it's all right.
Yeah, no, Ron is like, I don't know if we probably don't respect Ron around here enough.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? Like, I'll always tell the story, and I'll gladly tell it again, that there was one night, it was me and Uncle Mosh, and there was one night we're doing the show, and Uncle Mosh is looking at me with like these big eyes, and I'm like, and you know me, like, Uncle Mosh, like normally he'd be like, I'll just laugh something off or whatever. And he was like, we got something going on in our chat room. And I was like, oh no. And I looked, and there was like awful things being said in there, from anti-Semitic on down, like you name it. Like, it was ugly, ugly things in the chat room. And so I'm just like, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know like how to, like, you know what I mean? Censor people. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know. That YouTube thing was kind of new to us at that point. And so I like looked for somebody that we knew could trust and was familiar to us. And Ron had been around our show for a long time at that point. I saw his name and I clicked on it. It was like, make moderator. And I was like, all right, there you go. So I made Ron the moderator. And dude, it was like delete, ban. It was like he knew the assignment out of the gate, bro. It was amazing. Ron freaking hooked us up, and it's never changed since then. And for real, I hope he remembers.
I'm a moderator, but I don't have to moderate, because anytime that anything comes up in the chat room, it's like another moderator already handled this. I'm like, all right, respect Ron. Like he's on top of it. He's on top of it. We cannot thank you enough, Ron, for everything that you do.
Yeah, and he hooks it up.
Yeah, he hooks it up. And another one that hooks it up is our good buddy Yoshi in the building, who just dropped $100 to the One Nation Foundation. Come on, Yosh. Holy cow,
you,
dude.
Yoshi.
Thank you so much.
God dang, brother.
That's amazing.
That's amazing. And what an amazing way to lead us in, Jeff.
Yes.
To the nonprofit and what do we do with this little goofy show that we do. We can't thank guys like Yoshi enough for the kindness, man, the kindness of Raider Nation, the generosity of Raider Nation. It never gets lost on us, and especially when we see those big kind of numbers come through. So thank you, Yoshi, for that. We're going to take that money and give it to our nonprofit, which is the One Nation Foundation. That is a nonprofit we formed back in 2019 when we realized we could make money with this little show that we do. And we give it away to strictly to Raiders-related charities. We give it away to like the good folks at Raider Dad who are taking underprivileged kids to Raider games. And then coming up here very soon this fall, we're going to give money to the Bolitnikoff Foundation, who is taking in young women at risk of trafficking, substance abuse, domestic violence, giving them a safe place, giving them rehabilitative services. It's counseling services. It's a wonderful organization built on sadly a tragedy of the loss of young Tracy Bolitnikoff back in 1999, Fred Bolitnikoff's daughter. And so that's where that money is going to go. So thank you so much, Yoshi. Thank you to everybody that donates to this channel. Now, we can't thank you enough for that. And even if you can't donate monetarily like our good buddy Yoshi, I would just ask that you would hit a like, hit a subscribe, hit a thumbs up. YouTube.com/Raiders Fan Radio is where you can subscribe. You can find us on any audio podcast service just by searching for Raiders Fan Radio. We are now proudly part of the Believe Network. So we very thankful to the good folks at Believe.
There you go.
And not only the advertising opportunities that Believe offers us, but also the platform that they offer us. So, anything you can do to support us in that way, hit a review, hit a share, all that stuff, man, supports this show. And this show is designed now going forward to uplift and build the foundation as big as we possibly can get it. And so thank you to Yoshi. Thank you to everybody that's in the chat room.
Yeah.
I promise you we're going to talk about the Raiders tonight, but I always want to make sure that we get that out because it's just not lost on us, the generosity that you all have. And so thank you. We love you guys very, very much. Appreciate that.
Absolutely. Well, Jay Morris just jumped in the building, said none of you care, but I've been a Pacers fan even longer than I've been a Raider fan. My favorite player was Jalen Rose. Raiders drafting Woodson from the same college as Rose is a big reason my fandom started. With a $10 donation to the One Nation Foundation.
Thank you, Jay. Right on.
Yeah, he's a happy guy, right? They're in the finals, right?
They're in the finals, man.
Holy cow.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, so good stuff there. I wish it should have been the Warriors from the West.
Yeah.
I'm glad the Pacers beat the Knicks. I was glad to see that, but man, we got jobbed with Steph got hurt, man. I was like, there it goes.
Yeah.
We were on a run.
There it
too. I
goes.
thought, that's it. The Warriors go as Steph goes, unfortunately. But appreciate everybody that's joining us live tonight. Swag Jeff already shout out the chat room. We don't have Miss Michelle tonight. So sorry, we're not going to have the classy end of the table. You're stuck with these two, chuckleheads.
Jackasses, yeah.
Well, that too. Jackasses, chuckleheads, whatever. There's other words, too, that we would call each other, but we won't call it on the air.
We can't.
We can't. You can't cancel us, but there are some things out of respect we wouldn't say outside of the confines of a conversation between me and Jeff. But anyways, love you guys. Thank you so very, very much for the support of Raiders Fan Radio. So, all right, we've got a lot of good sound bites we're going to get to today. We've got a few voicemails we're going to get to tonight. We've also got a great email, of course, from our good buddy Paul. Anything else we need to do housekeeping-wise before we jump into the episode number, Swag Jeff?
Do you want to tease the summer of Swag?
Let's do it. Perfect.
All right,
we're
man.
talking about the foundation,
absolutely.
let's do it.
Summer is here, so you know what time that is. It is the 4th annual Raiders Fan Radio Summer of Swag, man. And so if you're unfamiliar with the show, if you're new to the show, that is when during the summer we get some amazing signed jerseys, different things like that, and we raffle them off live on the YouTube to all go to the One Nation Foundation. And so every $10 donation during the Summer of Swag that you give gets you one poker chip, which is one entry into the winning. And you can do that. You can do $10 or you can do $100 trillion. However many that is however many poker chips that
That's
you
like
get.
$8 Canadian.
It's $8 Canadian for sure. But yeah, so we have some amazing jerseys, and I kind of want to tease some of them.
Show them off,
if you
bro.
want to, yeah.
Hell yes.
So we're gonna start off. It'll be next week, or not next week, week after next, right?
Yeah, week after next. Yes.
Week after next is going to be the first episode of the Summer of Swag, and we're going to do I'll just go ahead and say it. We're going to do a Jacoby Myers signed jersey.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to and that's probably the worst jersey that we have.
And it's not bad.
It's
Cobes.
It's Cobes, man. It's our wide receiver 1, man, the guy that's going to go for 1,200 yards this year.
Hell yeah, let's go.
You know what I mean? So
as Graf would say, talk that shit.
Talk that shit, man. Yeah, absolutely, man. So I'm going to grab some of these jerseys right here, and they're hitters, man. Dude, we got some home runs here, pal.
Absolutely. As Jeff's grabbing those, I'll tell you, we've got some amazing jerseys that came in. We've also got even some more stuff coming in that we've heard from some of our other listeners that want to donate to the Summer of Swag. Yeah. So we're going to have a lot of secondary prizes. So even if you don't win items like that, signed AFL Fred Bolitnikoff jersey right there, that's a damn gorgeous jersey. That's my favorite jersey ever for the Raiders anyways. The silver numbers on the white AFL jersey, but to be signed by Freddie B, like, that's awesome. Here we go. So look at this next one. Of course, we got to have the GOAT, Charles Woodson. So there's a Charles Woodson signed jersey, of course, emblazoned with his signature and the number 24. And then here's another one we'll just tease for you here. This is the great Marcus Allen, number 32, of course, Super Bowl MVP. And not only is it inscribed with his name, he wrote Hall of Fame 03 on there, which is fantastic. So that's just a little quick example of some of the stuff that we got coming up for Summer of Swag.
And here's my
favorite.
Oh,
wait a minute. Oh, there's another one. Look at this.
This one might be my favorite.
Okay, let's see. Boom. Brock Bowers. Brock with the number 89 on there, the home jersey. That thing's it's a beaut, Clark. Yeah. Like, that's a badass one, dude. I have a feeling if I had to predict, I would say, because, listen, people have been maybe a friend too, fan of Fred Bolitnikoff for many, many years. You've been a fan of Charles Woodson for maybe not as many as Freddie, but still now going on a hot minute. You've only been a fan of Brock Bowers for 2 years.
Absolutely.
I doubt there's a lot of Brock Bowers autographed jerseys bumping around
floating
out there.
Around a lot.
And so that might be, I think that one might be the heavy hitter of this year. That might be
that and
one.
Chuck.
Chuck always pulls.
He always pulls.
Yeah. We're talking about Chuck Woodson, of course.
Yeah,
man.
Charles.
Charles. We call him Chuck. He's a close friend of ours.
Yeah, he's a friend. Yeah, he's a friend.
We're tight. But it's just so funny. Like, so I don't know why, but I just started calling him Chuck, like, back in the day, like, I don't know, 15 plus years ago. I just started calling him Chuck. And, but I would always refer to him whenever the times we met him. Thankfully, we're very fortunate. We've had a chance to meet Charles Woodson a handful of times. And we've called him like Charles or like, Seawood or whatever, whatever, you know what I mean? But the last time I saw him, I was walking from Mandalay Bay back to the Delano, and he was walking back through the other direction. And I was like, "Hey, Chuck!" It just like blurted it out. There might have been a few cocktails involved.
Well, of course.
But it was funny because he came over and he was like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And he goes, "You good?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm great." He's like,
I'm good.
I'm good, Chuck. Who walks up to a Hall of Famer and goes, "What's up, Chuck?"
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Hey, so Hooligan Nation in there says, let's set a record this year, folks. Check the couch cushions and donate to the One Nation Foundation with a $20 donation to the One Nation Foundation. Yeah.
Thank you, Hooligan. All right. I promise we're going to talk about the Raiders, but I do want to say this first because thank you, Hooligan, for that. And also, we're not going to do the respect segment, but I've got 2 respects to give.
Okay.
One is the guy I keep forgetting to talk about is Micah in Germany. Thank you, Micah in Germany. Micah always goes back and enters in a super chat or a sticker or whatever they're called in the comments. So he'll always throw like 20 euro in there or whatever. So thank you to Mike in Germany for that. We always talk about our European listeners and so many listeners that we have abroad of this show. And he's one that I've failed to mention numerous times now. And I want to make sure we give him proper respect on that because we really do appreciate what he has done for the foundation and does for this show. Like he's done that like 20 times, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like dude is always hooking us up. And then Hooligan, I want to give respect because Hooligan not only was very kind in his donation here in the super chat, I got a random check in the mail the other day, dude, from his workplace on an employee match for over $500. Wow. Going to the foundation.
That is incredible.
So
man.
we'd love to call him out by name. Hooligan, I don't know if you like to use your real name or not on the show, but and let me know if you do, and so I can call you out by name. But in the meantime, know, though, that Hooligan Nation there that you see in our chat room, you see it, all over social media, always celebrating our show and big supporter of what we do here at Raiders Fan Radio. More importantly, the One Nation Foundation. And for him to go to his workplace and set up an employee match and to generate that kind of money, that's badass, man.
That's money.
I cannot respect something like that enough, because that's tying two worlds together there.
Yeah.
Going to your workplace like that. And so thank you, involving your teammates and everybody. I mean, like, this is really cool, man. So that's the second year in a row he's done that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did that last year too, but this was a good amount.
This was a big check.
That's a big check, man.
It's a big
just
check.
to get that randomly in the mail. It's like,
Yep.
Ooh,
Pretty cool.
Right on.
Pretty cool.
So, yeah.
Pretty cool.
So our goal right now is to hit at least 10 grand for Bolitnikoff. We were well on track to hit that number. Our stretch goal for that is to get 15, because we did 15 before. But Bolitnikoff, we think, is going to be early October. So we kind of run out of room in terms of
run out of time.
Yeah, because the year that we hit 15, Bolitnikoff was in December.
Yeah.
So we had that extra couple of months in there to fundraise.
It's a big difference. Yeah.
Big difference, especially during the season. Everybody's fired up.
Heck
People
yeah.
are in the giving mood anyways around that time of year. So it was easier for us to hit that with that longer, runway. But so anyways, but we're going to shoot for 10 again. We're going to always shoot for that. And I think we can comfortably hit that. So anyways, okay, that's all I got for that. Is it time to get to an episode number and then finally talk about the Raiders?
Yeah, absolutely, man. So Yoshi asked when the Summer of Swag begins. So that's 2 weeks from today. That is June 18th.
June 18th.
June 18th. Yeah.
Right
so mark that on your calendar, circle it, put us. Yeah.
Oh, you go ahead.
No, you go.
If you want to donate prior to the show,
yes,
you can go to our PayPal, which all you gotta do is go to RaidersFanRadio.com or OneNationFoundation.net and hit the donate button. It will take you to PayPal, and you can donate money directly to the foundation at PayPal, and Google doesn't get a cut. Like, there's no money. We actually have some listeners send us checks. We'll actually mail us a check and be like, here's $500. Put me in for $100 every week you do a show for the drawing or whatever.
Absolutely.
So if you want to do something like that, know that 100% of that money goes to the foundation. I mean, and again, you can do that at PayPal. So if you want to get out in front of it, and then just make sure you put a note on there.
Put a note on it. This is who I am. All that stuff. Yeah. Or if you want to screenshot it and email it to us, it's show@RaidersFanRadio.com.
That way we know.
Yep.
Because a lot of people go by their chat names and stuff. Like, give me your name. I mean, I think Yoshi's Yoshi, but you know what I mean? Like, if there's certain people in there that want to go by their a different name or whatever, then just let us know. And then we'll enter you in there and make you part of that. And again, 100%. It generates more money. And then it takes, there's nothing wrong with the super chats during the show. Like, we love those too. Like, I'm not going to discourage any way you choose to give. We will gladly accept it and donate it on your behalf. If you really want to maximize it, that's the best way to do it, is through the PayPal.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Now I think we're finally done and can talk about the Raiders.
Absolutely, man. So each and every week we take a significant moment within Raider Nation, relate it back to the episode number, and this episode is 374.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And so we're going back.
How far are you going back?
Way back.
And it goes a little something like this.
Hit it. Then this one, it says we're going way, way back.
Oh, so we go into the 60s.
We going into the 60s.
Nice.
63 years ago, in fact.
Damn.
That is 1962 in a name that's never been talked about on Raiders Fan Radio. I can guarantee you that.
Okay.
And that is, of course, tight end Max Boydston.
Never heard of him.
Nope. So this was so he played in all 14 games that year. The year before Al Davis.
Max Boydston.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's a tight end.
I got his rookie card.
You got. Oh, yeah. It was carved out of wood or something like that. But anyway, this was the year before Al Davis even arrived. So he started in 12 of the 14 games. He led the team in catches with 30 and was third on the team in receiving yards. In 1962, Max Boydston had 374 receiving yards for the Oakland Raiders.
Wow. How about that?
There you go. He's my second favorite Max.
Well, yeah, he is.
Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with silver.
Oh, like taking second place. Yeah.
Hell
no, there's not.
No, for sure.
All right.
So speaking of taking silver, let's hear from the one and only Uncle Mosh.
I love that. That's always the segue.
Speaking of that.
Woo!
Speaking
Hey,
of
Raider
taking up
Nation,
space.
you got your old Uncle Mosh here.
You're
I'm
knocking me the
surprised.
hell
I'm
out,
surprised he
bro.
hadn't showed up at my
Contact
door.
Oh, yeah,
info.
yeah.
So sit up, zip up, shut up, and pay attention. You can call us at 909-345-3346, or as Murf would say it,
909-345-3346.
How about emailing me? You want to email me? Email me at show@RaidersFanRadio.com. Or what about reaching out to us on some of that social media stuff Swaggy likes? Try Facebook at Raiders Fan Radio Podcast. The Twit at
Twitter
at Raiders Fan Radio. Insta something. Instagram at Raiders Fan Radio. The
Ticky ticky tacky tack.
TikTok at Raiders Fan Radio. Or what about the Twitch? Some of you out there twitching.
Hey.
Anyway, Twitch at Raiders Fan Radio. Or if you don't like that, go to the YouTube.
America, go to the YouTube.
YouTube.com/Raiders Fan Radio. Oh my God, if that wasn't enough, go to your podcast provider and search Raiders Fan Radio. Holy crap, that was a lot.
Good.
Come
nicely
on.
done. Let's go.
Oh yeah.
All right, so Jeff,
Hey, let me shout out the chat before.
Okay,
yeah, let's do
okay,
that. Let's do that,
okay,
please. So,
easy.
yeah,
take it easy. All right.
I want to. It's more about them than it is us.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna. Yeah. So let me fucking do this.
Calm your tits there, hot shot.
Hey. So Jordan Ford's in the building. Ron the Moderator's in there. Paul. Martin is in there. Graf is in the building.
What's up, Graf?
Yeah. OLV Raider Network, man.
Oh,
Respect, my friend.
And I'm going to see him next week.
Next week.
Yeah, I'll be on his show.
Yeah, you will.
I look forward to it, man.
Oh,
Always
man.
a good time hanging out with
Always
our buddy
a good
Graf.
time. Yeah,
Yep.
Graf is he's the best, man.
He's the best.
He's awesome.
He's the best.
He's awesome. Hooligan Nation is in there. Yoshi is in there. My 2 cents is in there. Ron the Moderator in there. Jordan Ford. Yoshi in there. Yeah, man, we got the whole Jay Morse, Jay Jackson, the hashtag Navajo on the go
what's
is in
up?
the building.
Right
There you
on.
go.
All right, awesome.
It's the Slayer here is in the building. Jason Hunter just jumped in.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
right
we got
on, man.
all of our good
That's
friends are in
awesome,
here.
man.
Yeah.
Appreciate all of those of you. And so we got a little bit different of a format tonight.
Okay.
Being that all my free time is spent building the new studio. And so I haven't had a lot of time to like show prep and do all that.
That's
so
okay.
what I do is throughout the course of the week, Jeff, or 2 weeks or this time of year when we're doing shows, I send myself links. Like I'll see a video or I'll see the first part of a video. I might be on like a break at work or something and don't have time to sit there and watch the whole thing, but I'll just send myself a link. And then usually what I'll do is I'll go through all those links and kind of curate, well, that's what you do. You curate as a show producer.
Right.
You curate sound clips and then I edit them up and like find little bits to play and all that kind of stuff. Well, I had time to do all that. So we're just going to do this together. So all of us are going to listen to these sound bites. And then I think these will be good talking points to kind of jump off a lot of the things that are going on with the Raiders. And so before we get to the audio bites, though, I got something that popped into my head the other day.
Okay.
We haven't talked about on the show.
Okay.
Going every 2 weeks, like we kind of miss stuff here and there.
Yeah.
What do you think about this new Madden movie? And chat room, please tell me your thoughts too. This new Madden movie with Nick Cage playing John Madden and Christian Bale playing freaking Al Davis, bro. What do you think about it? Did you see that? You see the pictures?
Yeah,
and stuff?
man. Yeah. It doesn't look like Nick Cage. It's uncanny. He looks like Madden.
Looks like Madden.
He's got the body style, the everything. Like
Blue.
The blue. They've done a hell of a job, and I know that Christian Bale is going to nail Al Davis. Christian Bale he nails every role that he's in.
That's true.
Like, and he's done such a wide variety. Like, what movie was he in where he was like skin and bone?
The Machinist.
The Machinist. Yeah, absolutely. And then of course he's Batman, and he's all these other who's the role where he gained a ton of weight. I can't remember.
Oh, was that The Hustler?
I think so.
I can't remember. But,
something like that.
or was that what was the one with Steve Carell where they like the Big Short?
There you go.
The Big Short.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's done. I mean, he's so freaking versatile. And so I know he's gonna crush Al Davis. And
I'm actually more excited about him being Al.
I am too.
Than Nick Cage being John, because while Christian Bale can live in someone else's body,
yes,
Nick Cage is kind of always Nick Cage.
He's always Nick Cage.
So I'm curious to what that's going to look like. You know,
don't talk like this the whole time.
I really need you to make a pass on this one, Kenny.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, but I wonder too that like for such a massive casting like Christian Bale as Al Davis, how much Al is actually going to be, because the rumor is that it's the Madden story, right?
Yeah.
And it's going to focus on the game. Well, you got to do his origin story, because before you can get to the game, you got to get to him being an announcer, right? And you can't get to him being an announcer without his coaching career, his 10 years coaching the Oakland Raiders. So so I'm wondering, is that going to be like the first like quarter of the movie? Is it going to be like a Raidery thing? First half of the movie? Like, I don't know. I have a feeling we might, I'm just throwing this out there, and you know me, I'm Mr. Optimistic. We might be a little let down at how much Raiders shit is actually in this movie, because it's a Hollywood piece. It's going to be a fluff piece. It's going to get into him being a dad and him being a husband and him being and nothing wrong with those things. I'll love watching every second of the movie.
Yeah.
But I'm not going into it expecting it to be a story about John Madden, the Oakland Raiders head coach. I'm not going to go into it expecting that. Whatever portions of that we get, great. And there might be, you know, depending on how much he kept in touch with Al throughout the course of the years after he left and all that kind of stuff, we might see some continued interactions that way. But in terms of like Madden on the sideline with Al coaching the Raiders, like it's probably going to be 10,
it's going to be minimal. Yeah,
movie.
minimal.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
But I'm still fired up for it, man.
100%, bro. 100%.
Yeah, that's so cool. I mean, and just, you know, I mean, I love when there's people in not only the Raiders organization, but like Madden is like, he's bigger than, I mean, he's huge in so many aspects, but like, that's our guy. You know what I mean? We know where he came from. We know his origin, and his origin is the Raiders.
100%. You know, you could look at other coaches like, you know, I don't know, pick Andy Reid just because he's a recent example. Well, like Philly claims him too. It's not just just the cheat. You know what I mean? No one else can claim John Madden except us.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly.
Us and people that watch the NFL growing up, seeing him as a broadcaster, and people that are gamers.
That's it.
That's it. You know what I mean? And he's ours first.
Yep.
Like, so no, I'm with you on that. That's interesting. So I think it's going to be good. I'm looking forward to it. And I've always said, dude, like, you know, people ask those questions like, okay, if you could have a beer with anybody alive or dead, who would it be? Where Madden's always mine. I mean, aside from Christ or something, you know what I mean? Aside from the literal Almighty.
Share a cocktail with Christ.
Jesus drank wine.
I guess you're right.
Yeah, Jesus drank wine. I'll drink wine.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, he's not going to. Jesus ain't gonna be sipping on a White Claw Surge for crying out loud, but you know, but he'll have a glass of wine, will you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, aside from that,
from
a literal deity, I think Madden would always be my pick. Like if I'd had dinner with somebody alive or dead, I mean, Sinatra's up there. Like there's a lot of people in my life that I would, you know, idolize in that way. But
Madden's up there for me too.
Madden might be it, man. Like it's be a hard one to say no to, you know?
And there wouldn't be a whole lot of talking on our end.
No,
I would just.
That's the thing. I don't want to converse.
I just want to shut the hell up and listen to him.
Yes.
I mean, because the stories that guy has. I mean, you've heard him tell stories on his tour bus and all these things, but like I'm sure that's just a fraction of the things that he would, you know.
Yes.
Like I'd just be, you know, with my jaw open, just listening to this man, all that. So yeah.
Tell the story about leaving for the Super Bowl in the bus and realize he left 3 of the players back at the freaking hotel, like shit like that. Like that'd be hilarious, man.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, anyways, much respect to John Madden. Much respect to that movie. Hopefully, that thing comes out as good as we hope it all will. All right. So I promised you some sound bites. Let's just start. I'm going to hit this one first. These are in no particular order.
Okay.
There's no freaking like. Again, I didn't curate these things, so they're just going to come out as they come out. This is about Jack Besh and about how good of a fit he is for the Raiders. This is from the Yahoo. Is that what the kids say? Yahoo.
Do they say the Yahoo?
I think it's a Yahoo, but it's Yahoo Sports Draft Live talking about what a good fit and landing spot Jack Besh is for the Raiders.
Jack Beck, I want to go back to that real quick. The wide receiver. Harmon, you study wide receivers. What do you think?
I love Jack Besh. He's one of my guys in this draft for sure. Number one, He's another player that's endured some incredible tragedy of late. His brother lost his life in the New Orleans terrorist attack, and he had the game-winning touchdown in the Senior Bowl after that. So he's somebody that's one of the stories of this draft. That's number one. Number two, on field. Man, I love this guy. One of the best pieces of trivia in this class is that he actually led the 2021 LSU team in receptions. That team had Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas Jr., even guys like Trey Palmer and Kayshon Boutte were on that team. Like those guys, obviously we just dropped off in names there, but those guys are NFL players. Right. Jack Besh, interesting fit in this Raiders offense because they have Bowers, they have Jacoby Myers, who is on the last year of his deal, but he's like a slot-heavy receiver. Besh, obviously, he played some like tight end, big slot receiver at TCU, but last year he was mostly a pure perimeter player. Now, he does not threaten defenses vertically, but man, everywhere else fits. This guy gets open on slants, curls, digs, outs. Like the rest of his route tree is incredibly impressive. He also catches everything. Best contested catch rate in reception perception in this class, 0 drops in his game sampled, and he went down on first contact on 15% of the in-space attempts I charted for him. Consistently makes the first tackle miss. It's just like, what more do you want? He also gives you effort in the run game too as a blocker. This is a team that obviously wants to run the piss out of the ball. I love this fit for him and the Raiders. I mean, Nate, we talked about Jordan Matthews back in the day in Chip Kelly's offense, like as a big slot receiver, the original maybe big slot receiver. Jack Besh, I think, can play more on the perimeter than Matthews, but he certainly is going to give him a lot as that power slot.
All right, man, that's awesome. I love that, and what a great not only fit for the Raiders, Jeff, but I love the versatility. Like he talks about, like he came up as a a tight end, and as a big inside slot receiver, but can also play on the perimeter. I think that there's like as the further we get away from this draft, the more I realize that versatility, like we thought toughness was going to be a thing, we kind of knew that, but versatility is a massive component to this draft. So you start off with Ashton Jeanty. Not only is he a great runner of the football, he's a great pass catcher. Not only is Jack Besh a great pass catcher, he's also a great route runner. He can play inside, he can play outside. We were hoping that Michael Mayer and Brock Bowers would be our version of Gronk and Hernandez. I think it might be Jack Besh and Brock Bowers is our version of that. Yeah. Right? You look at J.J. Pegues, guy that can run the football and he can play defensive tackle. You look at Tommy Malot. He can not only throw the football a little bit, but he's a pretty good, could be a slot receiver. Like there's so many options for this Raiders team, and I think no one embodies that and personifies that better than Jack Besh. And when also, too, it absolutely solidifies the pass catching ability. We touched on this a little bit on the last show. I would take the Pepsi Challenge in pass catching ability versus any team in the NFL. And yeah, you heard me say that right. When you look at the main targets of this offense are going to be Jacoby Myers, Jack Besh, Brock Bowers, and Ashton Jeanty. Those are going to be your 4 leading receivers for this football team.
And they all have vice grips for hands.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
They got no more of these freaking belly balls and like shit bouncing off clanks off people's hands and face masks and all the bullshit we've seen out of Raiders receivers, or pass catchers, I should say, over the years. All of these guys are sure-handed. And again, no one's going to personify that better than right now. I would say it's Jacoby Myers because Besh hasn't proved himself yet. But if he holds true to what he's been able to do in college, to what he's done or what he's going to do in the NFL, dude, there's our red zone threats. There's your fade ball. There's all those back corner fades that we were hoping we'd see, to Brock and all that kind of stuff that we'd see. We never saw out of that offense last year, which blows my mind still, that we still didn't see anything like that in the red zone. Now what are you going to do? Now you've got a big guy that can body you up inside from the slot. Now guess that Brock's going to get free on that flag route. Exactly. And now you can fade him up into the end zone, right? I got a feeling that and we got a guy, what a concept. You got a quarterback that'll trust his goddamn receivers and actually give him a chance an opportunity to make a play on a 50-50 ball, right? Like I love the Jack Besh pick for all the reasons that guy said and more, not to mention character, leadership, blocking in the run game. Like, it's like, right, dude, this guy might, and because we're all enamored with the Jeanty pick and should be, and the expectations are high. this might be the sneakiest, best pick of our draft.
Yeah.
Ends up being Jack Besh. Watch that shit.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, too, another thing, and I love the versatility. I think that this guy is great where he can line up outside. He can line up in the slot. He can get down on a freaking three-point stance and play tight end if he has to.
Gosh,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, this guy can literally do everything and is, like we said, doesn't drop balls. Between him, Jacoby Myers, Brock Bowers, we'll see about Ashton Genty, but I'm sure it's going to be him as well. But these guys don't drop passes at all. And I think bringing in a guy like Jack Besh, who is so versatile and so impactful in so many ways, it's going to make everyone else around him better too.
Yeah.
You know, I think if
You
you're
always
going to
touch on that. You're always really good about observing that idea that, yeah, this person could do all this, but what does that do for other people around
Absolutely, because it's gonna make other guys step up because they have to. Because now we have a very crowded wide receiver room with a lot of talent. You know, of course, you got Jacoby Myers, which is locked in at your wide receiver 1. I think Jack Besh is probably going to be your wide receiver 2. But I mean, you know, what does this look like for Trey Tucker? Step up or step out, pal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what does this look like for a guy like Dante Thornton that we took in the draft? Step up or step out, pal.
Well, and if you got to get physical with guys like Jacoby and Besh towards or close to the line of scrimmage,
right?
Guess what? Now all of a sudden Trey Tucker running by everybody.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
true, 100%. So, you know, so you look at guys like them, like Tommy Malot, you know, all these different guys, and then all these other guys that we had on the roster before, the Keaton and all those.
Well, not to mention your boy Dante from frickin' UT.
Absolutely, man. So, yeah. So, I mean, you know, this guy's going to make literally everyone around him better because they have to be.
Can you imagine 4 wide? And you got Tucker and Thornton inside and Besh and frickin' Jacoby on the outside?
You got me feeling a kind of way.
For real, man.
Yeah.
You know, in a single back with freaking like, come on, man.
Yep.
I'm telling you, man. This
Can't double everybody.
You can't double everybody. I'm
You
telling you,
can't guard everybody. Someone's going to be wide ass open.
Someone's gonna
pal.
be wide ass open.
Someone's going to be wide open.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, I'm stoked for it, man. I think and I think that you make a good point too about him being able to get into it like a 3-point stance and being able to block up as a matter of fact.
Yeah,
Can
he's
you
going to be
imagine?
Genty's best friend.
Imagine the jumbo package with that guy on the end with Brock, with Michael Mayer, Brock, and freaking and Besh in a jumbo.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Good luck.
What are you gonna do? Are they blocking or is somebody gonna leak out? Like talk about red zone. Talk about that on the 4-yard line.
Holy cow.
And you got that with Genty behind you. What are they gonna do? What are you gonna do, defense? I'm telling you. Or with JJ Pegues back there.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
Yeah.
Like first and goal from the 4, and you got a 300-pound defensive lineman back there ready to tote the rock, and you got 3 highly viable pass catchers, and 2 of them are incredible route runners. Like, dude, that's fucking.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
It's going to be fun, man.
Y'all think I'm fucking blowing this shit up like I do every year, and I promise you, yes, you're right. Like, you're going to be right until you're wrong. But this, man, the video that came out of Geno Smith throwing passes to Genty and OTAs.
Bro.
Perfectly in stride.
Yep.
Right into the freaking
effortless.
Effortless on both accounts.
100%.
Throwing, catching. Genty gently looks the ball into his hands, turns his head upfield, and starts like, it's perfect. What's one of the big things at rookie running backs? What's the big mistake that they make? Ball's on their way in, and then they turn their damn head, and then end up dropping the damn thing because they're anticipating contact. Now, granted, it's OTAs. I understand the guys are in shorts. He's not going to get blown up in OTAs, but still, the form, the idea, the technique, the mechanics. Chef's kiss. It's perfect.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yep.
Oh, God dang it.
Yep. Yeah, we say it every year, man, but like, I feel like, you know, and like, we had Devontae Adams last year and the year before, but like, I feel like the weapons in its entirety this year, it's better.
I'm more excited for these guys offensively than I was for Devontae.
Agreed.
I was thinking about it not the other day, today even. I'm like, is Ashton Genty and then, also Jack Besh, okay? I don't know if I've ever been more excited for an offensive player in a Raiders draft since maybe Derek Carr. Like, I loved Cooper. When we drafted Amari Cooper, I was like, oh, sweet, that guy's a playmaker. Alabama, like, national championships, like, right on. We need a guy like that. But I wasn't, like, doing cartwheels in my head about it. Carr, I was pretty stoked because it was like, all right, finally we drafted a guy early in the rounds, second rounder, just like Kenny. Like, I was pretty jacked about Derek Carr. Yeah. And now that's going back 10 years, you know? And so in the last 10 years, has there ever been an offensive player that we've been more juiced by in the freaking draft? I mean, or even just in acquisition, like in Devontae Adams. Like, I don't think so, man. And it's not false optimism. I'm like, this is like, I'm excited as a fan. I'm more excited than, I don't know, man. Like, you have to go back a hot minute. Like it was when we drafted Charles Woodson, it was like, okay, this guy's going to be
He's going to be special,
impactful, special player. Did we know he was going to be the level of Hall of Famer that he is? Defensive Player of the Year? Like, do we know that? No. But the excitement was there for him as a player. That's, as a 52-year-old dude, man, I'm sitting, watched a lot of Raiders drafts in my life. I'm sitting here telling you genuinely, it's been since that kind of player has been drafted that I've been this stoked for a draft. And now that might be a negative testament to the Raiders and who they've drafted over the years.
Yeah.
Because I was doing mental backflips trying to figure out why Darius Hayward-Bay was drafted at 9.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
sure.
Things like that. Like, I'm trying, like, okay, Jamarcus Russell, like, all right. But I wasn't, like, freaking out. Darren McFadden, I wasn't freaking out. I was excited. I wasn't freaking out. It was like, it was going to be him or Felix Jones coming out of Arkansas. And, like, you know, but this one, bro, like, I'm freaking stoked, man.
Yeah. Well, and, you know, and I think a lot of it, too, has to come from the other pieces that are around it, too. Look who we have as our head coach.
Come on, dude.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we've got a guy, a 73-year-old guy that has more juice than both you and I combined.
Did you see wrestling Thayer Munford today?
Yes, I did.
That was freaking hilarious.
This guy has got the juice, man. He's got the team fired up. He's just an elite. He's an elite head coach. We haven't had an elite head coach in a long time. And you could even say Gruden 2.0 wasn't an elite
I'd say
head
Gruden
coach.
1.0 would have been.
Gruden 1.0 was the last elite head coach that we had. So now we've got that. And now we've got a guy that can dish the rock out.
Yeah.
And Gino. I mean, you think think how excited we were last year because, oh my gosh, we got Brock Bowers and we have Devontae Adams and we have Jacoby Myers and we have this and we have that. But we had Gardner Minshew throwing him the ball or Aiden O'Connell or whatever. No disrespect to Aiden O'Connell, but like.
He's fine.
He's just okay.
He's fine.
He's fine. Yeah. Yeah.
And Gardner was ass.
And Gardner was ass. And good. And now he's a Chief.
Oh my gosh.
Some areolas and, you know, what are you going to do? What's better than that?
Yeah. Well, and Cepheus in the chat says, previous years I've had hope. This year I have belief.
Oh, nice.
That's dope.
Nicely done. Nicely done. Very good.
For sure.
Very good.
For
All
sure.
right. Before I get to the next audio bite, shout them out. Shout that chat room.
Absolutely. Ron the Moderator, Martin, Kenny Clark, Paul, Jordan Ford, Yoshi, Cepheus, Ron the Moderator. Let's see. Let me keep scrolling up. Edgar V. Trinidad is in the building. Let's see. Jason Hunter in the building. Yeah, we got the whole crew, dude.
That's awesome, man. Good deal. We appreciate everybody that is in there. All right, here we go. We're just combing through these random audio bits. So this is from Good Morning Football talking about the drafting of, oh wait, is it this? Is this Tommy Malot? Yes. This is introducing Raider Nation to touchdown Tommy Malot.
Nice.
With the 213th pick, the Los Angeles Raiders select Tommy Malot, wide
Los
receiver,
Angeles,
Montana State.
Sixth round, pick 213. And he's got this sort of folk hero status in certain parts of the country and parts of football. And now he goes to an organization like this, and there's all kinds of buzz about touchdown Tommy Malot. If you're watching and you're my age, first of all, you're saying, hold on, touchdown Tommy. That's touchdown Tommy Vardell. That's the OG. Don't come with, and I totally get it. And we will give you a touchdown Tommy Vardell touchdown behind Corey Schlesinger. This is the guy who used to be known as touchdown Tommy. There's a new guy now. All right, and that's him. So we're talking Montana State. Understand what this guy has done. This guy played quarterback. He played wildcat quarterback. He played wide receiver. He played special teams. As a freshman at Montana State, in a playoff win against Sam Houston. In the first 16 minutes of the game, touchdown Tommy Malot caught a touchdown, threw for a touchdown, and rushed for a touchdown. Not in the game, in the first 16 minutes. Then he goes on to be the best player in FCS, to have this massive career at Montana State. And this is what I like about it. Scholar Athlete Award as well. Listen to the classes that this new Las Vegas Raider took in college. Economics, financial engineering, calculus. He took all of that stuff and had a 4.0 grade point average, won the FCS Scholar Athlete of the Year award. So super, super smart. Then in this 2024 season, he goes 15-1, 31 passing touchdowns, 2 interceptions only. And here's what's fascinating as it pertains to the NFL. Touchdown Tommy Malot's head coach at Montana State, fans, was Brent Vegan. Brent Vegan was Carson Wentz's quarterback coach at North Dakota State. Brent Vegan was Josh Allen's offensive coordinator at Wyoming.
Ooh.
So touchdown Tommy's head coach coached a number 2 overall pick in the draft and the reigning MVP. And now he is a Raider. Raiders scouting director Brandon Jurgens said this about Malot. Listen, he's an athlete. We're not going to pigeonhole him, but they got big plans for him. And Malot's agent reportedly talked with Raiders special teams coordinator Tom McMahon, who happens to be from Montana, and said they wanted Malot to run 10 fake punts per season. 10 is a lot of fake punts. If they do 3, that would be something, but they might have something in Malot. And if you're going to do that, the guy has to be crazy athletic. Let's get into how athletic touchdown Tommy Malot is. We have what we like to call a blind resume. So on the left, touchdown Tommy.
All right, so he goes on there and they're doing a blind comparison on Good Morning Football, which doesn't work on an audio podcast. So we'll just skip past that. But that said, Swag Jeff, I want to jump to you on this one because I went and rambled on about the Jack Besh audio there. Dude, to get this guy this late into the draft, and the idea that another theme of this draft has been, and one of the things that I love about this draft, and that I had a hard time with not only Josh McDaniels, but any coach that drafts or builds a team for, quote, their system, instead of coming in and taking advantage of the talent that you have available and or around you already in building, and then being successful in their success, and then building on that success and ultimately making it to the top, right? To me, that's the truest form of good coaching. And so the idea that they're bringing this guy in that has this highly diverse skill set, and they're not going to pigeonhole him. They're going to find out what he's good at, and then they're going to put him in those positions to take advantage of those said skills. That is like music to my freaking football ears. Like, not just Raider ears, but my football brain. That's just like, it's perfect. That's what you do with a guy like this. You have this crazy talent, and you're not sure how that's going to quite translate to the NFL yet. So you let him find that path, and then you'll give him that ability to do it in a damn game, right?
Yeah, absolutely, man. And didn't Chip Kelly come out and say that the other day in a press conference? That, like,
I missed that, but I'm sure
but I think he
yeah.
did, like, say, like, we're not going to, make these guys go into my system. We're going to work these guys and find out what they're good.
Yeah, that part I did. Yeah.
Like, we're going to find the right spot for these guys, and we're going to lift up what they're good at. So,
Yes.
and I think that this Tommy Malot pick could be the value pick of the entire draft. Like, I feel like in years past, there's been drafts where, you're excited about a few picks, and then the rest of them you're like, it's a depth guy. That's a guy that, he might make the P squad or something like that, or, he'll, whatever. I don't think that there was a pick this year that I felt that way.
Come on.
And Tommy Malot is at the top of that list of a guy that we get in the 6th round, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and this guy could be the next Julian Edelman. This guy is a freaking rock star. And you just heard the bona fides. The guy is smart, not only football smart, but he's book smart. He's, the guy's got it all, man. So I'm fired up for this guy. I think he's going to be really good. I think he's definitely going to make the team in some capacity, whether it be a special teams kind of guy like that, because like he said, I mean, they're wanting to run fake punts with this guy. Okay, put this guy in the backfield and watch what he does. This guy can literally do everything. This guy's got wheels. The guy's got wheels, and he's got an arm. He got coached by freaking Carson Wentz's quarterback coach. You know, this guy is legit. He's
Josh Allen's coordinator.
Hello. Come on, man.
now. Yeah.
Come on.
That's what I love. You know, like you think about like Shane Leckler was like such an amazing punter for the Raiders, right? But he was also a quarterback, so he could throw. And I'll never forget that pass that he threw to Kevin Boss. And those were some dark times for the Raiders. But when they ran that freaking fake punt, and or it was a kick anyways, and so Leckler came up with the ball because he was the holder, right? And so then he jumps up and then throws the pass to Kevin Boss, and Kevin Boss runs, I don't know, 40 yards in for a touchdown, whatever the case may be. But as a backup quarterback, what's one of your jobs as a backup quarterback? You're a holder.
You're a holder.
So what are they going to do? It's Malot, too, by the way. I keep calling him Mallet. It's Malot.
Oh, was it Malot?
It's Malot. Okay. That's what they said on Good Morning Football. So we're going to go with that. But that's what Malot, like what, again, options. So much opportunity for creativity. And you can't tell me there's a better outside of the guys that are already winning championships and shit. And we even could put stupid fat Andy Reid on there. Sorry, Andy, I mean, take a shot at your weight. I'm stupid. Fat. Oh, I had to find that soundbite. Aside from a guy like Andy Reid, who's clearly got Hall of Fame level credentials at this point, whether we like it or not, right?
Sure. Aside
from that, can you think of a better, innovative, not just a better offensive coordinator, because you can even say Josh McDaniels is a better offensive coordinator because he won all these freaking championships and shit. Of course, we all know now it's because of Tom Brady. But is there a better, innovative offensive coordinator to take advantage of all these diverse skill sets than Chip Damn Kelly, who's proved time and time again, whether it's at the pro or at the collegiate level, that he can innovate an offense to take advantage of not only the talent, but what the leagues are. If you think back, even go back to his time in Oregon, what they did to take advantage of defenses was unprecedented. No one had ever done that shit before.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, oh, look I got this guy named Marcus Mariota, and he can run this fast-ass offense. So let's tempo it up and see how it goes. And it almost won him a national championship. Like, that offense was bananas.
Bananas.
They were literally running to the line of scrimmage. It was like crazy. And defenses couldn't keep up. They couldn't sub out fast enough. They couldn't do anything to keep up with it. That Oregon offense was insane. And then till people started to figure it out. And then guess what he did? Changed.
He changed it.
So, like, I'm down with this, man. I think that Malott, I think we're going to see a lot. I'm with you. I think the comp for me, my brain, is a bigger version of Julian Edelman. But you have also noted he could also be a Taysom Hill.
Mm-hmm.
He could also be what Tim Tebow should have been, right? You get those versatile players. You know, like, he not the size, but Marcel Reese. Marcel Reese could line up at tight end. He could line up at fullback. You could line him up at freaking running back. You could line him up at slot. You could put him, like, Marcel Reese could play like 5 different positions
right
offensively. And he was listed as a fullback. Well, this guy's going to be listed as a wide receiver, but he literally could be your tight end, your H-back, your whatever. Like, I mean,
it's versatility, man.
Versatility. Quarterback.
It's versatility.
Like, yeah.
You know, and that was the name of this draft, I feel like, with so many people.
Bro. Yeah.
Like, and that's why I feel like this draft, you know, compared to other drafts where you're like, there's a few good guys and then some guys that are going to be depth pieces. This draft, I feel like there's a spot. There's a spot for everybody.
Yeah, that's weird, huh?
Yeah, there's a spot for everybody because they don't just play one spot. You could, you know, even a guy like JJ Pequise, like that dude can line up at friggin' running back. You know, he can line up at tight end. You know, put that guy on the edge and let Genty go to work.
Man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, holy cow! Like this guy, because that guy played tight end too.
Yeah, can you imagine putting him as the lead blocker in like old school, like OG I formation with freaking, or an offset I with Pegues at fullback and freaking Ashton Genty behind him with Jack Besh and Bowers on the freaking line?
Yeah, dude.
God dang it, man. I'm telling you, man, this offense is going to be fun as shit to watch.
Fun.
All right, let's get to another one here. Let's see. This is Max Crosby. Let's see. What does he got to say? Oh, he's talking about Malcolm Koonce. The return of Malcolm Koonce. All right, here we go.
Given you that is stuck with you.
More is required.
More is required.
That's it. Perfect.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so this is Malcolm Koonce on the Max Crosby podcast saying, what advice has he given you that's most valuable?
What advice has Max Crosby given you that is stuck with you?
More is required.
More is required.
That's it. Perfect.
More.
Like you ball out, you have a great game, you have what you call it. Like Maxi's gonna give you props. He's like, nah, you're balling or whatever. But he's like, you got to keep going. Like that's it. Like everything falls into place. It just always gets better if you just more is required. Don't get complacent.
All right, here we go. So there's Malcolm Koonce on the Rush podcast with Max Crosby and his buddies there. So this is one that. So we talked a lot about offense tonight, so I'm glad that we ran across a defensive clip there. Jeff, if this defensive line can get right, good secondaries complement defensive lines because it gives guys the opportunity to get to the quarterback. Good defensive lines are complementary to the secondary because if they can get to the quarterback quick, it forces bad throws and bad reads and all that kind of good stuff. If we can get a healthy Christian Wilkins and we can get a healthy Malcolm Koonce. Now, Malcolm Koonce is going to be dealing with the mental side of an injury, which is just a real thing. It has nothing to do with the physical ability and recovery, dedication, and all that. There's just a mental component where guys have to overcome things. And not everyone is Adrian Peterson, where they can just overcome that shit and then turn into the same player they were day one. Right? So it will be curious to see the length of mental recovery it will be for Malcolm Koonce. My guess is that it would be probably a couple of weeks into the season before he finds that gear he had. Once he gets used to the live contact, live drills, like all that kind of, once those things start happening again, gets all those reps, like then we're going to be back in good shape. Anyways, all that said, this could be, we're talking a lot about like under-heralded moves for this Raiders team. This could be an under-heralded continuation of a career that was on the major upswing.
Yeah.
6 sacks in 4 games to close out the season 2 years ago. Unfortunately suffers an injury, in the preseason this last year or pre-training camp, whatever it was, and didn't see the field last year. If we get a healthy Wilkins and Malcolm Koonce going to work on the other end, you talk about all the time about what are the presence of other players. What does that do for the others that are surrounding them? You can't block. You can't double team. We saw triple teams on Max Crosby this year.
Mm-hmm.
Triple teams, like legit triple team blocking on him, whether that be a tight end, the tackle and the running back coming up, or sometimes we saw a guard and a tackle pull over with the freaking with the tight end. Like we saw a lot of attention go to Max Crosby before he got hurt.
Yeah.
You going to do that with a healthy Malcolm Koonce?
No, you can't.
You can't. That dude will have freaking 15 sacks in 4 games.
Exactly.
So, I think that this could be one of the bigger jumps in defensive output. I predicted last year before he got hurt, one of our bold predictions doing our offseason show was that Malcolm Koonce was going to be at or the sack leader for the Raiders because Max is going to demand so much attention that it's going to free him up. Well, I'm going to say it again. I think that Malcolm Koonce, if healthy, mentally, physically, and otherwise, and should we have the playmakers on the interior and, of course, Max on the outside, Malcolm Koonce could be a freaking, we know he's a dog. He could be a statistical leader for our team.
Be an all-star.
And in the AFC, dude, why not? He could be an all-pro. I 100% agree with you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, this guy, and hopefully he doesn't go the route of a lot of other players, unfortunately, that just, they get dinged up, they get beat up, and they're never able to get back to where they were. But I'm telling you, when you go back and you look at the momentum that he was on, what is the reason we beat Kansas City in Arrowhead?
Malcolm Koonce.
Malcolm freaking Koonce, man.
Yep.
And I know it was
What do you
Max,
have, 3
too.
sacks in that game?
Something like crazy like that, too, at least. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm fired up for this guy, man. I'm rooting for him as much as I'm rooting for the younger guys on the offense. And he's a younger guy, too, defensively, but he's been around for a hot minute now. I'm rooting for him on defense, man. I think that this could be one of those keys that could just unlock this defense into something really, really special this season.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think too, you saw the difference of Malcolm Koonce when he was being coached by Josh McDaniels and when he was being coached by Antonio Pierce. The difference there was night and day. I mean, you saw the clip that came out of when Malcolm Koonce is breaking up a play during practice and and Josh McDaniels just GDing him and all this kind of stuff. Like, I mean, just, God dang it, blah, 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 like for doing his job, And so like the guy was being hindered by a guy like Josh McDaniels. When Antonio Pierce came in and lifted this guy up, he had a rock star season. And then, now we fast forward to now, Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll is going to lift this dude up like a freaking champ, man. Like he's going to be, he's the perfect head coach for Malcolm Koonce. Coming off of an injury, a guy that needs to be probably his spirits need to be lifted a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, a guy that's maybe a little bit timid on that leg and all that. Like, no, man. Freaking Pete Carroll is going to get this guy right and ready to roll. Like, I don't know if there's going to be any leeway time. Watch Malcolm Koonce get 2 sacks in the first game.
Oh, that'd be beautiful, man.
Yeah, dude.
Beautiful. Yeah. No, I love it, man. Right on, man. Those good points, Jeff. And we are definitely stoked for Malcolm Koonce. All right, let's just see. I'm going to randomly pick one of those more. I've got 12 more of these things.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we ain't going to get to all this, but we'll do one more and then we're going to get to your calls. Let's see. So this is, okay. This is fun. Going back to the offensive side of the ball.
Okay.
This is
the veteran player he's seen.
This is Greg Olsen, now in his 3rd stint with the Raiders as a coach.
Yes.
So he is now the quarterback coach for the Raiders. And this is him talking about Geno Smith. And I'm glad this is where we landed because we haven't talked enough about Geno Smith. So here we go.
He's a veteran player. He's seen a lot. He's experienced a lot as a player, and I think he's learned a lot because of those experiences. He's competitive. He's intelligent. And he's accurate, and work from those first 3 things to start with, and then all the experience that he's gained through his years as playing as a rookie, and then getting to back up two of the best players in pro football history. He'll speak highly and glowingly of Phillip Rivers and what Phillip Rivers meant to him.
Easy, Greg.
And Russell Wilson when he went to Seattle. So he's had 2 premier quarterbacks in the league that mentored him, later on in his career, and I think that helped him tremendously. And he'd be the first guy to say that. He's a grizzled veteran, I guess, and he's learned a lot, and he's still got a chance to be better because his body hasn't taken a lot of hits over the years. He sat for a long time and didn't play, so I think health-wise, he's in a great place, and mindset-wise, he's in a great place as well.
All right, there we go. There's Greg Olsen, quarterback coach for your Las Vegas Raiders. I think that he makes really good points there. Not only the durability standpoint, what is he, 35, 34?
Yeah, 33, 34 or something like that.
Yeah, whatever. But I mean, when you haven't taken the hits, as a QB, that absolutely extends your longevity in the NFL. I don't agree with them that Russ and Phillip are 2 of the best ever in the league. I wouldn't agree with that. But I think, though, those are good examples of good mentors, guys that have good work ethic in the NFL. They know what it is to be a pro quarterback. They know what it is to be an NFL quarterback. They understand that the commitment level that you have to have. And so that, yes, I think that's in terms of from everything when it comes to commitment, not only conditioning, but like, film study and like all that, like, those are cerebral guys. Like Russ is goofy and we give him shit and all that. And Phillip was a freaking bred like a rabbit. And like, we can make fun of him for a lot of different things, but those guys are pretty cerebral quarterbacks. And so to have those guys be mentors for Geno, I think that's a great example. Like, I feel like there's something, it's funny, man. We talk a lot about how Pete has unlocked players. We talk about how, like, with Antonio Pierce, like you say, he kind of unlocked Malcolm Koonce, right?
Sure.
Well, Pete unlocking Geno Smith based on not only his coaching influence, but what Geno's priors have been to that. I think that can't go understated. So all that said, you've now got a guy that, we always love to go to this guy's like Rich Gannon. This guy's like Jim Plunkett. This guy's that next incarnation of the Reclamation Project that goes on to be an MVP or win Super Bowls or whatever.
Yeah.
This guy is actually closer to that, this guy being Geno Smith, way more so than Gardner fucking Minshew was. And now we all wanted that to be the case. We were hoping for that to be the case. But the evidence wasn't that. We were looking for reasons where when it comes to Geno, the arm talent is there.
Yeah.
The leadership is there.
Yeah.
The ability is there. Like, those things are already there.
Yep.
So we don't need Geno Smith to be Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, like Lamar, like pick all the
Doesn't have to be.
all the elite quarterbacks in the league. He's just got to be really, really good.
Yeah.
He's just got to be really, really good. And this team will absolutely excel with him at QB. And I don't know, man, the more that we see of Geno Smith, the more we hear from him, the more that we see him, the film, the more we hear the reporting on him, things like this from Greg Olson, the more and more excited I'm getting about that. Like, I looked at it when we signed him, is that like, we signed him or we trade for him? We traded for him. Traded for him. Third round pick, yeah?
Third round.
Yeah. So when we did that, I was like, oh, okay, that's a responsible move. That's like, okay, we need a quarterback really bad. You know, the draft is going to be limited in set ability to get a quarterback. So let's get a guy that's a grizzled veteran, as Olson just said there, a guy that we know is good enough to win 10 plus games in the league. Let's bring in a guy like that and kind of like see where this thing goes. Bro, I don't think he is a bridge.
Nope.
I think that they're going to roll with Geno
for a while.
Like at 34 years old with limited freaking impact to his body. We already know these guys could play into their freaking 40s nowadays.
Yeah. Max Crosby said it on his podcast. He was talking about Geno, and someone asked him and said, well, you're not going to be playing with Geno for that long. And he goes, bro, quarterback is different now. They play for a long time. Geno's our guy for a minute.
I think that's it. I think this was way more than what we thought it was.
Yeah.
I thought this was like, okay, here's a guy that can come in. We may or may not be able to draft somebody this year, probably draft somebody next year. That kind of times out with his contract. See you, Geno. He'll go be a backup or a plug-in starter somewhere for somebody that's desperate for a quarterback. I thought that was kind of the direction this was going to go.
Okay.
Now, I don't think so.
Nah.
And if
He's going to get a second contract.
Dude, watch it happen.
Yep.
Watch us win 10 or 11 games. God forbid win a playoff game with Geno Smith. Why would you not? And this is what I would say to any, and I haven't heard a lot of negativity about Geno Smith from Raider Nation, but I would say if any of you are out there or on the fence, if Geno Smith can take us to the playoffs, either in this year or next year, and win a playoff game, when was the last time you saw that? Why would you not give him a contract extension? Why would you not give him that second contract like what Jeff's talking about? Why would you not lock him up until he's 38, 37, whatever freaking number makes sense for the Raiders in the salary cap at the time? Why would you not? And this guy obviously has the ability to win 10 games. We've seen it back-to-back seasons in Seattle. Didn't make a playoff spot, but they won 10 plus games, which is what we all know is required to freaking, get close to qualifying in the AFC to make the playoffs. So,
yeah. Can I say something bold?
Please.
Can I say something bold and I might piss some people off?
Do it.
Geno Smith is the best quarterback that we've had since 2016.
Come on, talk that shit, as Graf would say.
Since 2016. This guy, he's proven. He's a winner. He's a leader. He has the arm. So we're not missing out on any of that. The guy literally can do it. And he's a young 34. This guy was not a starter guy from day one, wasn't this productive guy from day one. He was a backup for a long time. So this guy...
Well, he did start off as a starter.
He started off as a starter, but then became a backup and all that stuff. So this guy's... He's still on a pair of fresher legs.
100%.
Than your average 34-year-old.
That's what they're talking about, too, in like a lot of OTA shit. They're like, Geno's fast.
Yeah.
Like, he hasn't lost a step.
No.
Like...
Nope.
I'm with you. You know what?
Dude, I'm fired up for him.
Me
I'm
too, man.
so freaking fired up
and
for
this
Geno.
is not shitting on Derek, but listen, something changed. Whether he's your favorite player or not, something happened in 2017, and Derek stopped being the Derek that we were used to Derek being. That's the damn bottom line. And not that he didn't have great seasons, or not even great seasons. I would say great moments. 2021 was kind of unique and special at times, and like whatever. There were some moments in there. So I'm not, this is not shitting on Derek, but in terms of consistency, that the expectation, we'll find out. Somebody could tag this damn video and replay it for us next year and be like, you guys suck. You were completely wrong. And fine.
There'd be videos like that floating every year.
Yeah, exactly.
Over some of the stupid shit that we've said.
Right, exactly. Wouldn't be the first or last time. But that said, I'm with you, Jeff, that like in terms of consistency, this is the best quarterback we've had since the first version of Derek. I agree. And that's not knocking Derek down. That's lifting Geno up.
Yes. And it also has to do with our head coach. When you think of great quarterbacks, what comes along with a great quarterback?
A great head coach.
It's a great head coach and a guy that they get along and they gel and they bond and all that stuff. You look at Mahomes and Andy Reid. You look at freaking, Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson. You look at, name some others.
Stabler and Madden.
Stabler and Madden. Flores and Plunkett.
Yeah.
You think of all these guys. They have a good
Favre
head coach.
and Holmgren.
Come on,
you
dude.
You could go down the damn list.
Brady Belichick.
Elway Shanahan.
Yes. You look at all, and I feel like we were this close to seeing it with Gruden and Carr.
I agree.
We were very, very close.
Agree.
We were on the trajectory.
Gruden was going to get him back to what he was.
And he was getting there.
Yeah, I agree.
And he was getting there.
I agree 100%. And that's for as much as we take shots at Derek, I 100% agree with that. Then in 2021, Gruden was unlocking Derek to get him back to the Derek that he was.
We were 5-2, dude.
Yes. And he looked good.
And
we were
great.
winning games on the road, East Coast, like division, like we were looking good. We were absolutely looking good. So anyways, good point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good stuff there. So, all right. Enough of us, Swag Jeff.
Yeah, dude.
You guys don't talk about the Raiders.
Yeah, we talked a lot about the Raiders
Dang
tonight.
it, man. We talk a lot about the Raiders.
Yeah.
And I have 11 more clips we could get to.
Perfect.
I could literally do this all night long. If there wasn't for the interest of time, like people, it's funny because and people really don't give a shit anymore. That's still just like an old thing from back in the old days when people would say like, you guys don't talk enough about the Raiders. I'd be like, dude, you don't understand. Like me and Jeff and Michelle, we could literally do this for 4 hours long. We could do this every day. If it weren't for the fact that we were parents and had careers and, life responsibilities and all that, I could do this every damn day, dude.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, so freaking fun.
Yep.
Shout out the chat room, by the way.
Yeah,
before we
let's
go
do
see
that.
the fans.
Let's do that.
Are they talking about the Raiders?
They are talking about the Raiders for sure. Ron the Moderator in there. Paul is in there. Yoshi, Martin, Mr. Arch Nemesis is in there. Raider 27, our friend Alan Bell is in the building. Let's see. Martin is in there. Let's see. Oh, it's just them talking a whole lot. Jordan Ford, Cepheus is in there. Tex Cooper is in there. Kenny Clark is in there. Jay Morse is in there. We got the whole crew, dude.
I know, man. That's awesome, man. Appreciate all of those of you jumping in for this episode number 374 of Raiders.
Everyone is talking about Paul and Martin are going for other iconic duos. We were talking about Geno and Pete Carroll, Laverne and Shirley, Johnson and Johnson, Fred and Ginger. Mork and Mindy.
Oh, nice.
And then Paul says Murf and Swaggo.
Oh, of course. Thank you.
Well,
very much.
yeah.
Well, and it's funny. So for those of you that don't know, so Paul and Martin are two resident Englishmen.
Yes.
In there. And so I love that, them as a duo. All right. Well, Batman and Robin.
It is.
I would offer up Batman and Robin. Jay and Silent Bob.
Yes.
Two of my favorites.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Lennon and McCartney.
It's a good one.
Lucy and Desi.
Ooh.
How about this one? Upshaw and Shell.
Ooh, that's really good.
There we go.
There you go.
Pulling that thing back in, yeah.
Hey.
Ren and Stimpy.
You're stupid. Hey, more of us and less of them, right? Or no, that's not right.
No.
Scratch that. Reverse it. Shout out Willy Wonka. Hey, let's see your fans mailbag. I forgot I have the buttons.
I don't know, you got buttons over there.
Okay.
Push that shit.
I'm going to push that shit.
There he is, baiting, looking. He's under the gun. He's caught, he's thrown. It is.
All right, here's a little callback to that Andy Reid comment.
Fact of
the week.
You look like melted ice cream.
Ugh, I can actually hear you getting fatter.
Says he's fat.
Who's fat? Too fat. Big fat fatty.
I love that.
That's so funny. All right, so appreciate you, Raider Nation, joining us for this episode 374 Raiders Fan Radio. This is where we get to your calls and emails. And Jeff, did you get the one I sent you from Martin?
No, but I will check.
Yeah, check one from there from Martin. I believe it. In fact, I think he said that he just sent it in. And I don't know if we missed it or whatever, but he was just calling us, just shouting us out to say hi.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't get it.
Okay, so appreciate you, Martin, in there. I appreciate your email. And if you want to be like Martin and his fellow countryman,
yes,
Paul, they're in Shropshire, Mississippi, also known as England, you can email the show at show. That is S.
That was some ASMR you had going on there first.
Hell yeah.
I don't know if that's how ASMR goes.
I don't know about that shit either.
That would sound like something else.
Gross.
Easy. That too.
You motherfucker. So mad at you right now.
Well, yeah.
All right, so
don't tell us about your life. You can email us at show, that is SHOW at RaidersFanRadio.com. And if you do that an indefinite amount of times, you become a made man or a made maiden here at Raiders Fan Radio. Or you can call us, and that number is 909-345-3346. That's 909-345-3346. And if you call and leave a message 3 or more times, you can become a made man or made maiden here at Raiders Fan Radio. And we always kick off the CFan segment with the emails of the night, Murph.
Yes, we do. Damn it.
Yeah, we do. And we only have one tonight, but it's a good one. So evening all. Hope you're all doing well. I've got a 2-part email this week. Firstly, I'd like to pay tribute to AJ Cole, and we didn't even talk about AJ Cole.
Oh, man. Yeah. We'll get to that on the next show for sure, because I've got a bunch of clips on AJ.
A few days ago, AJ did an interview where he stated the following: playing punter in this organization means more. It just is more significant because of the history. He spoke of what it means to him and how much pride he has and how dedicated he is to the role. Punters and kickers are much maligned group by fans in the NFL. I don't know why, but they are. We have been lucky enough to see some of the very best in Seabass, Shane Leckler, Marquette King, and of course the best punter ever, Ray Guy, who AJ acknowledges in the interview. Don't get me wrong, I know AJ is a respected player, but I think he deserves even more credit than he gets. His consistency has been off the scale in recent years, and we're lucky to have him. So please give more love to our punters and kickers, everybody. They might be the difference in when we get to our next party. Put it this way. If I was to get a numbered jersey this year, it wouldn't be 2 for Genty, 98 for Crosby, 89 for Bowers. It would be 6 for AJ Cole, because he's every bit the dedicated diehard Raider as the guys on the front line. Now we move on to the quietest time of the NFL year. Granted, over the last 7 days, a post-June 1st trade may happen, but it doesn't get very much more quiet news-wise here. So in time, honored fashion, I'm in to list the end of the summer. Nope, sorry, I missed the line. I'm in the list mode, and the off season is full of them. By the end of the summer, we'll be able to compile a list of our favorite lists. A few weeks ago, somebody mentioned their favorite ever football movie, and so I was set to thinking about my top 10.
Oh, nice.
I hit a snag right away because I haven't watched 10 or more football films that I like, so I had to include baseball and other sports as well.
Okay.
So number 10.
Okay.
2 Minute Warning, 1974 by Charlton Heston.
Oh,
it's a film based on a sniper at the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Number 9, Waterboy, Adam Sandler.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good one. Number 8, The Natural.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. 1984.
Go Knights.
There you go. Number 7, The Longest Yard from 74. It was called The Mean Machine in the UK. It was a great movie starring Burt Reynolds, of course. Number 6, Moneyball.
Oh, hell yeah. Go A's.
Yeah, for sure. Number 5, Remember the Titans.
That's a good one, of course.
Number 4, Any Given Sunday.
You know, not my favorite movie. I didn't
No?
love it. Nah,
You didn't love that one?
I didn't love that. I'm not a huge Oliver Stone guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 3, North Dallas 40.
Yes, 100%. That's a phenomenal flick.
Yep, absolutely. Number 2, 8 Men Out.
Oh, great. About the White Sox scandal.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's a great
Yep.
movie, man. Yeah.
And number 1, Pride of the Yankees from 1942.
Holy shit. Yeah,
Yep.
that's going back. Right
Yep.
on, man. That's a good one.
So
Wow, there's some good ones in there.
Yeah, really
right
good,
on.
really
Yeah.
good. So get ready for more lists like this over the summer, Raider Nation. Things like who was the best left-footed Raider, who had the best mustache. Because
Ben Davidson.
Yeah, there you go. Because them quiet times can be real quiet. Best mustache was Ted Hendricks, by the way. Stay safe, RFR family. Love you, Raider Nation. His Lordship, the Royal Scribe, Paul Edgerton, Shropshire, Mississippi, Pauly Award winner 2019 and 2022, Foggy Glasses Award winner 2020, Made Man of the Year 2024, BRT Sizzler Scorekeeper, Proud Made Man, five-time times 4 plus 5 winner of the Raiders Fan Radio BRT Sizzler Award.
Paul, your name Paul?
Paul. I met him with Paul. Who? Paul. Paul, yes, Paul. Paul's not here. Hey, Paul. Paul.
Hi. I'm Paul.
I guess he could go 5 times 5 now, right?
Yeah.
He could if he wants to,
He could if
or
he
he
wants
can
to.
just do times 4 plus 5.
Whatever. He can do whatever the hell he wants. He's Paul.
He's
Yeah.
Paul. You do your thing, Paul.
Bobby
I'll just
Boucher.
be over here.
Bobby Boucher, they ever catch that gorilla that came and punch you in your eye?
The Soits continues.
It will never not make me laugh.
No, never.
Oh my god. Oh, dude. Speaking of that, have you seen the freaking Happy Gilmore trailer for the new?
Oh
Happy
my
Gilmore?
gosh, it is star-studded,
bro. That's gonna be good. I know that people were kind of bitching. They're like, "Oh, it's a lot of reclaimed jokes. It's the same." You got to maintain a little bit of
course you do.
connectivity to the. I love it that in the trailer they did a lot of the old jokes because hopefully the movie itself will have fresh jokes. So get the stuff that we already know.
Yes.
You eat pieces of shit for breakfast, like all that stuff. Get that in the trailer. That way, when we were watching the movie,
Yes.
we get the fresh content. You know what I mean?
100%. And that
Yeah.
comes out in what, July?
Yeah.
Okay.
And hopefully, our boy
Chris McDonald
is at Bolitnikoff this year. We interviewed him 2 years straight. Missed him last year. Why? Because he was out filming Happy
shooting
Gilmore
this movie.
2. Yeah.
Yep.
So hopefully we'll see Christopher McDonald. What a badass timing that would be. And this time I ain't letting his ass off the hook. Like, because normally, like, he likes to kind of come in, sit down, ask her a question or two, poke fun at us a little bit. We have a fun exchange.
Yeah,
and then,
like a 2-minute interview, and then he bounces.
and then he dips out. Yeah, but not this time. I'm gonna be like, all right, motherfucker, like, let's talk about this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about
Heck yeah.
this is gonna be good, man. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yep.
All right, let's get to the calls. Man, I said motherfucker like 4 times now tonight.
A lot.
I'm very foul mouthed, Jeff.
Yeah, you
That's what happens when we don't freaking do a show for 2 weeks.
Is that what happens?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't said fuck yet.
All right, here we go. Let's get to the voicemails. Start off with our buddy Ernesto down in Mexico City.
Hey, Ernesto.
Hey, guys. You're a trusted correspondent from Mexico City.
Calling from the
I just
bathroom.
started listening to your
Sure
last
is.
episode, and in the first minutes, you touched a subject that is very important about the fans, about traveling, about the schedule, about this being a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for a lot of us. And I have a couple of things I want to say about that. The first one is to announce that I am going to the Titans-Raiders game in my birthday, October 12th. I hope I win. We picked that game because it seems like the most winnable of all the schedule. I believe we're going to compete in all of our games, but this one seems pretty easy. And it entails a lot of things, like being quick when the schedule is released, start looking for prices, planes, hotels. It's a lot more expensive for us because of the exchange rate. And yes, we have been forgotten. I can't believe that even that Mexicans are a big part of the Raiders fan base. The team really does not a lot for us in that matter, like traveling and go watch a game live. Even though for some of us, this is like in Vegas, and it's complicated to go there. Maybe once every 2 years we can go. I go more times in the near future, but as of now, it's complicated. And they don't do shit for us. They bring a couple of events here. They brought Alexander Madison to an event in Guadalajara and stuff like that. But I don't see really an outreach from the team to the Mexican fan base in Mexico to help them get something to go there. Like, you're doing all of this to come to the team. I can give you this. I'm not asking to light up the torch. Just a little bit of help, or maybe a discount or something in the stadium tour, which I paid this time because I want to really get to know the stadium. And that's it, guys. Yeah, the outreach is enough. And I hope you guys could go to that game. Maybe we can get together. If not, I understand that maybe it's the luck will be with us this time. Have a great one. Gonna be a great season. Go Raiders!
All right, Ernesto.
There he is, Ernesto.
So that's the Bolitnikoff weekend, right?
Yeah, so I got a couple things around that. Number one, yeah, that's Bolitnikoff weekend. So Ernesto, you're coming to that game. Unfortunately, we're not going to stay for the game. I don't think we got to get back. We got to get back home, but we will be in Vegas for that weekend for the Bolitnikoff check presentation. That will be on the Friday before the game.
Yep.
And then I think we're leaving out on Saturday, right?
I think so,
We're
too.
quick in and quick out. We would be able to maybe link up with some folks on Friday, but we've also got to do setup that day.
Yeah.
So
or that Thursday night, maybe when
that
we fly in.
maybe that Thursday night when we first get in.
Uh-huh.
That would be a good time. But anyway, so if you're in town or anybody else is going to be in town for that weekend, holler at us. And so, we'll let you know where we're going to be. We're assuming that the Bolitnikoff dinner is going to be at the Westgate again, the Westgate Casino, but it's also been at the Paris before. So we'll kind of see where it's at. And that's kind of where we'll be, is wherever that thing's going to be.
Yep.
Because we're going to be setting up for the show, and that's going to be our landing spot.
And I wish I could go to that game, because that's
gosh dang it, man. I
Titans,
know so many
Titans
people.
game, right?
Yeah, and there's so many people from here where we live, because we live in Middle Tennessee, for those of you that don't know.
Yeah.
There's so many people that I know locally. I ran into a guy at Aunt Kathy's birthday party the other day that was like, hey, man, you going to be out? I'm going to be in Vegas for the Titans game? And I'm like, oh, no. He's like, oh, yeah, we're going out there as a group of us and blah, blah, blah. I'm like,
really?
God dang it, man. Yeah.
I was going to say, I didn't think that the Titans fans were going to travel well.
Oh, shit. It's Vegas, dude. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like every other fan base.
That's true.
You know what I mean? It's like you want to go to the party city, man. So anyways, we're not going to stay. But anyways, if you're going to be in Vegas for that weekend, holler at us for sure. But then the other thing I want to touch on is, he brings up a very valid point there, is that the NFL doesn't really do much to help global fans attend domestic games. They really don't. And this is part of the hypocrisy of the NFL, and I'll save you a big rant. But I'll just say this. The NFL is so hypocritical on so many fronts, whether it be player safety or like whatever. Again, don't get me started. Here's another one. What's one of the big messages of the NFL? They want to globalize it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason that there's more international games this season than there has ever been in the history of the game. They're going to Munich. They're going to Madrid. They're going to, whatever. I don't even know, Brazil, like, let alone two in England. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, obviously, Raider Nation is global, and I think it's a wonderful thing for them to want to globalize the league, but they want to globalize the league there. They don't want to bring global fans here.
Right.
And that, to me, is a little hypocritical. What Ernesto is saying is 100% correct. There is a huge portion of Raider Nation in Mexico that could absolutely freaking come into town and, you know what I'm saying? Like, take over freaking Allegiant Stadium instead of Bears fans.
Agreed.
But what do the Raiders or the NFL do to help enable those folks? Because it is a lot. It's international travel. It's a whole other world. It's a pain in the ass for us. It's a 3-hour plane ride, let alone if you got to come from a different country.
Mm-hmm.
And so what do they do to enable those fans? They don't. They don't enable it a bit. There's nothing for them. And so I think that that's a little hypocritical. And while I understand that it's not the league's business to just make it available for everybody and whatever, but you can make it easier. Surely can make it more affordable.
Hello.
You know what I'm saying? When it comes to like game tickets and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. That's just me soapboxing. And I'm not even sitting here trying to pretend to have an answer. And I don't think Ernesto, it hasn't a quote answer either. But I think that it's important to not, this isn't me just bitching about it. It's just bringing a highlight to the idea that, sometimes the NFL messaging, they're brilliant marketers. And sometimes that's all they are is marketers. They're not actioners. They just want to present in a certain light, whether that be some of the things that I mentioned, or how about this? Salute to service. As a guy that's got a kid in the military, active, and numerous other friends and family around us, including yours, Swag Jeff, that are active and or veterans, or longtime veterans, whatever. All that salute to service stuff. Well, guess who pays for all that? All the different freaking services. It's not the NFL. So they're not extending a freaking olive branch to be like, hey, Marine Corps, let me do you a solid. Like, no, the freaking, the military is paying for all that stuff.
Right.
The NFL makes money on salute to service.
Yeah.
So don't fall into any of it. Any of the initiatives that the NFL has, they get paid to do all that shit.
Right.
Anything that's painted in an end zone or a sticker on a helmet or all that stuff, it's all driven by money. You want the answer to the question? Get me to the end of the money. And it's always the end of the money when it comes to the NFL. So don't get fooled by that shit. But anyways, I'm dismounting my soapbox now. All right, get to a call. Because me, Jeff.
I know you could. I know you could. I'm on camera. I wasn't going to do this, but.
Yeah. Oh, well, and I rarely do that shit on the show because I don't want to be a freaking, get off my lawn guy.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, though, man, it's a little despicable, some of the shit the NFL does when it comes to money. All right. There we go. I'm done now. Let's get on to Kevin the Raider Nerd.
Hey, Kev.
Hey, Raiders Fan Radio, Murf, Swag Jeff, and of course the lovely Michelle. This is Kevin the Raider Nerd. Haven't checked in a while, but I've been paying attention. I've been listening. I've been enjoying everything Raiders that you guys do and paying attention to all is
Thanks,
Raider
Kev.
Nation. Enjoyed the draft. Love Genty. Love the crew that we got. Love the new adults in the room, as everyone is saying, regarding who's running the ship. Appreciate that. I love our coach. We'll see what happens. But I'm skeptically optimistic still. I'll get in that in a second, but I just want to say I'm going to be heading over to Australia soon for another month with my lovely wife, and be looking out for Raider swag. Hoping to meet up my good friend Rossi, also a huge Raiders fan. But I did want to touch on the schedule. You guys
Rossi
had that
Biddle.
very funny and entertaining schedule episode, and I just wanted to let you know that I went 9-8. The losses I had was at Commanders, at Chiefs, at Broncos versus Cowboys, at home, at Chargers, also at Eagles, at Texans, and of course, as I mentioned, both the Chiefs game. Until we beat the Chiefs on a regular basis, I'm going to assume they're all losses. And also, until we finally win another game in L.A. for the Chargers, I'm going to think that we're going to lose because I've been there 5 times and I've lost all the games. They've lost all the games there in LA, including one that Thursday night game against the Rams. So until that turns, I'm going to go with a 9-8, which is more than their win total from twice as more than the win total from last year. That's all I can ask for. 9-8. I'm happy with that. I did want to let you guys know too regarding the schedule that I think it's one of the best that we've had in a while. So I feel good about that. One last thing, I want to ask you guys a question. This is a fun question for everyone to get into here. Flag football is going to be entering the 2028 LA Olympics, apparently. So think about the time. We're about 3 years away. If you could choose one Raider to be as on the team, who would it be? And keep in mind, it had to be someone that's going to be on the team that you know of, or has a good contract through the rest of this time. So who do you think? I'm going to go with Brock Bowers. He would be my first pick. Maybe Ashton Genty, but Brock Bowers. We need that. Anyway, guys. Hope you're doing well. Love the show, and hope to see you at a game. Go Raiders.
There you go.
Way to go, Kevin.
And I think he probably hit the post, didn't he?
He hit the post indeed.
Yeah.
That was good. Okay, so when he started asking the question, what Raider could we put in the flag football? Immediately I go to legends, right? And to me, it would be Marcus Allen would be the number, by far I would say Bo would be up there too, but Bo was much more his game was defined by physicality.
Yeah.
Where that doesn't have a place in flag football.
No, you got to have an elusive guy.
Yeah, exactly. So I would go to Marcus, but then he said, well, it's got to be somebody that's on the team. So here's what I would say. Those guys that are that play the flag football, I think their quarterback is like 5'8", right? Like, and shout out the Short Kings, but like that doesn't work in the NFL, but it works great in flag football. Why? Because you have a low waist, lower center of gravity, better agility, like all that kind of stuff, right? It's harder to grab the damn flag. I'm 6'4". If I went to try to grab the flag if Swag Jeff was wearing a flag, I'd have to bend over to go get it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so it makes sense to have smaller, faster players that are agile. So my pick would be Trey Tucker.
Oh,
I think he would be the best. So I respect what he's saying about Brock Bowers, but Brock Bowers, if you're 5'8", it ain't hard for me to reach to your waist.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I want somebody that you got to reach down for.
Right.
And is elusive.
Right.
Brock may be a great route runner, but he'll run through you a little bit, but he's not going to like juke you out of your shorts and like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I could give me a little fast guy.
Okay.
Like and agile. So I'm going to go Trey Tucker.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go for a guy that's going to be taking the flag. Give me Max Crosby.
Max Crosby?
Yeah.
Really?
He's going to take the flag. Right?
Yeah. I mean, he'd get out. I mean, picture Max Crosby and Trey Tucker squaring up. Like,
do they not have I guess I'm not familiar with flag football. Do they not have like an offensive and defensive line?
Yeah, but it's a lot of open space. It's not like you're lining up 5-on-5 and you know what I mean? Or 4-on-5, like you would imagine like a typical offensive and defensive line. No, you got like a few guys, like one guy that's going to rush the quarterback, and then it's all offense and loosey-goosey open space kind of stuff.
Okay.
So like if you think about it, like if you had to pick any player in the NFL, like Tyreek Hill would probably be the best flag football player.
Okay.
And if he's going to play in the Olympics, will be the best one in the history of football.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You think about like defensive players. Amik Robertson would be an incredible flag football player. Smaller frame, incredibly fast, incredibly lateral speed, spins, like that kind of shit's flag football. You know what I mean?
All
So,
right.
Yeah.
Give me Max Crosby.
I love it. I love it. That's awesome, man. Good stuff there. So good question from our buddy Kevin, and I appreciate you, Kevin. Yeah, we hadn't heard from Kevin in a hot minute, and always love to hear from Kevin. And we need to link back up, man. Kevin and I have done
Yeah, next time he's around, drives through town, man.
We've done a ton of podcasts together and stuff. Of course, he's been on the West Coast now, back again for a long time. And but next time we do a meet and greet or whatever, meet up and whatever, Kevin, just you know where we're at.
We'll see him at Raider Dad for sure.
Come on, man. Come on out. We'll go get some tacos at King Louis again, man.
Oh, yeah.
All right, here we go. One more to get to. This is Jay in St. Louis.
Birds, Swaggo, Michelle, it's your boy Jay from St. Louis. Shit's not great, guys. I just got laid off. My wife's getting laid off. So we don't have jobs. The Raiders suck, but hopefully they'll be better. But nah, man, I'm just trying to put some positive energy out there. It's going to be okay. Anyone else going through the same shit, just know you're not alone, especially in this economy. Let's stay strong together, Raider Nation. Jay in St. Louis out.
All right. Well, I would normally hit the applause there, but that was a little bit of a... Well,
Well, thoughts and prayers to you, Jay.
Absolutely. And I think that's where we need to go with this is that we appreciate you, Jay, for calling the show and looking for some positivity and putting some out there. And that's what this show is for. And, and we all go through stuff, and you're going through some serious shit with your family right now. And so we're thinking about you, and we love you, and it's going to be okay.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? You're gonna pull through this, and you're gonna do well, and you'll probably be better off than you were before, and you just don't even realize it in that moment. And that's if any advice that I can offer you as the youngest old man that you know is that's exactly the way that it goes. That things seem like they're dark and it sucks in the middle of it, and I'm not immune to it either. But I've also found that through perseverance, like you're going to be okay, man. You're going to be okay. Know that we've got your back and we were thinking about you. And that goes for anybody else that's out there. And I can't tell you, Jeff, I'll say this and throw it over to you. One of the kindest compliments that we've ever gotten on this show, and we've gotten, frankly, at this point, numerous compliments like this is that I was going through a dark time in my life or a hard time, whether that be from a diagnosis or a financial situation or a passing of a loved one or, whatever the things are that happen in people's lives. And they said that you guys helped me get through that. You can't give us a kinder compliment than that, because we're three knuckleheads talking about our favorite football team, in a cabin in the middle of the woods. And that idea that this show could offer that, like, that blows my mind, because frankly, that's a way cooler thing to say about us than we are. Right? Like, we're not, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so if we're of any like lighthearted part of that, Jay, that helps you get through this tough time, talking about our favorite football team, then that's the biggest honor you could ever bestow on us.
Yeah.
And just, again, know it's going to get better. Raider Nation's got your back. We got your back. Chat room's got your back. We love you, man. And it's all going to be good.
Yep, absolutely, man. Yeah, thoughts and prayers go to you. And just remember, man, the night is darkest just before the dawn.
Amen to that.
So dawn is coming.
Word.
All right. So, hey, thanks for everyone that called and emailed the show tonight. We had, of course, on the email side, we had an amazing email with an amazing list from Paul, and I'm looking forward to more lists that are going to be coming our way for sure. And then on the voicemails, we had Ernesto, Kevin the Raider Nerd, and Jay in St. Louis. Tonight's Sizzler Award is going to, which, by the way, the best emailer or phone caller of the night gets the Sizzler Award. So the Sizzler Award tonight goes to a guy that just had great conversation, started a bunch of good stuff, and hopefully we'll get to see this guy very soon as well. Tonight's Sizzler Award goes to Ernesto.
Sizzler. 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 Sizzler.
Sizzler. Sizzler. We are Metallica, and we are here for your Oakland Raiders!
You know why we are here, and we ain't playing around today.
From The Walking Dead to errant Jedi Knights, Raiders fans are a rogues gallery.
There's so many Dark Knight references in this show.
I know.
Like, just that right there. Like,
I know.
that's freaking Heath Ledger walking into the room there in Dark Knight.
Yep.
It's crazy how many times, like your comment just now, the whole, live long enough to become the villain.
Yeah.
Like,
We talked about Christian Bale tonight.
talk about Christian Bale that talk as a Batman.
Uh-huh.
Gosh dang it, man.
Yep. Such a good movie.
Such a good movie, man. Little
In so
trilogy
many ways.
is insane, but that one,
It is.
that movie is the godfather of superhero movies.
Agreed.
There's no
Agreed.
hasn't been, and there's some great ones. Like Endgame is phenomenal. Like, there's some phenomenal superhero movies.
They ain't got nothing on Dark Knight.
Deadpool, the first Deadpool, nothing.
Nothing on Dark Knight.
Dark Knight, it's
Could be one of my favorite movies of all time.
I agree. It's
Like,
definitely
not even just superhero movies, like probably top 5
top
all
5?
time for me. Yeah.
I'd put it in my 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I got like Raiders of the Lost Ark is in there.
Okay.
Swingers, Godfather, Goodfellas. Like,
okay.
It'd be hard for me to edge it into the top 5, but top 10, yeah.
Okay.
I think Dark Knight, man.
It's dope.
Oh gosh, so
It's dope.
damn good. All right.
Let's go home.
Okay. Thank you, Raider Nation. We love you guys so very, very much. Thank you to all the wonderfully kind donations that you gave to the One Nation Foundation tonight through all of your super chats. We look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks as we kick off the summer of swag and we auction off some amazing Raider gear, some autographed Raider gear, and we're going to give 100% of that money away to the One Nation Foundation. So thank you for your continued support of the foundation. Thank you for your continued support of this show. We can't grow the foundation unless we grow this show. So it's not about pumping up our numbers. It's about pumping up the numbers for the foundation, and we can't get to all that advertising and wonderful things like our good partners at Believe without you supporting the show. So thank you for doing that. Hit a like, hit a subscribe, hit a thumbs up, tell your Raider friends about us, share on a Raider tweet, anything you can do to help to lift up Raiders Fan Radio and the One Nation Foundation. We thank you guys so very much. We love you. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Don't forget, Summer Swag kicking off.
Oh, yes, the Summer of Swag. It will be here before you know it. And yeah, man, we got some amazing jerseys that we showed off. We got a Brock Bowers, we got a Charles Woodson, we got a Marcus Allen, we got a Bo Jackson, we got a Fred Biletnikoff, and we've got a Jacoby Myers, man. Some amazing gifts that you could get. Every $10 donation goes into the running to win those raffles. So, so can't thank you guys enough for all that support. And can't thank you guys enough for being in the building tonight. Hooligan Nation, Paul, Yoshi, Martin, Jordan Ford, Ron the Moderator, Hooligan Nation, Yoshi, Foxy Scorpio in there, Raider 27 in there. Can't thank you guys enough for being here, man. We love you guys. So much respect. On behalf of Michelle, who isn't here, on behalf of Murf, my name is Swag Jeff. You've been listening to another episode of Raiders Fan Radio, where we take a lighter side journey into the dark side. And don't forget, boys and girls, what happens in Vegas started in Oakland.
That post game was strong, Swag Jeff.
Well, yeah.
That was good.
You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the